Hello, world. This is the most insane little interview I have seen. This guy is a public relations professor, I believe he'll say. And I feel like I'm in Delulu land listening to him. And he is just not picking up what the reporters are putting down. They're very clearly thinking what I'm thinking. And he must not have watched this, or he's extremely daft. Up to you.
All right, we want to welcome David Richard in now. He's an Emerson College professor and a public relations expert. David, thank you. The producer of A Body in the Snow said the goal, as you just heard, was to let Karen be Karen, not necessarily how we see her in court. So do you think the docuseries or any of these other programs have helped or hindered the public's perception of who Karen Read really is?
This has definitely helped. It's a brilliant strategy for Karen Read to be pursuing. I mean, this is giving everyone in the court of public
Okay, seriously? Whoa!
opinion a behind-the-scenes view on Karen Read before the trial even starts. Like, who ever gets that opportunity? Remember, this is a second trial now. Most people going into a court trial like this wouldn't have this opportunity to begin with, simply because this is now a second trial, not a first trial, and it's giving us access and this sort of behind-the-scenes view of her personality, who she is, who she wants the public to see, the perception that she's building for what she wants the public to see of who is Karen Read.
Well, okay, so to that point, we heard that Read's lawyers reached out to the production team themselves to get this made. The producer said, wow, that's never happened in her long career. So what's your take on that? Because the more you put yourself out there, the more opportunity there is for critique. So the question would be, does a lot of PR necessarily equal good PR?
In this case, it certainly does. I think that what we've seen in the first trial is the circus that builds up around the trial. It reaches a critical mass, and we're already there. We're talking about it right now, and we're just at jury selection. This is if you look on Twitter, we're getting more than a mention a minute on Karen Read. If you look on Blue Sky, it's also up there in terms of the mentions per minute. So we're getting to a point where really two things are happening. And these are both probably strategies between Karen and her attorneys. One is to blanket the media with her narrative, her perspective, and to really win sort of the hearts and minds of the general public that's looking at this. And this is very much a trial that's being tried both in court and
Mystified.
in the court of public opinion outside of the courthouse. But two is it's reaching all the jurors. At this point, you have to be living under a rock without internet service and a cell phone to not know what's happening in Massachusetts involving Karen Read. And that's going to make things very interesting.
But if you want to sit at the casino.
Okay, David, thanks very much. But of course, there's some risk here because not everybody who consumes this content from Karen Read is going to have a favorable view of her after they see it. We'll have to see how that judges out in the days and months ahead. David, thank you very much for joining us.
NBC 10 Boston.